Thanks for joining St. George News at 8. I'm Scott Beadle. Authorities fear a drug problem is rearing its ugly head across the state. A press conference held today shines a light on a drug ring in Utah. 5 Utahns are charged in a 15-count indictment. They include 27-year-old Aaron Michael Shamo of Cottonwood Heights, 25-year-old Alexandria Marie Tonga, and 26-year-old Catherine Lauren Ann Buston, both of South Jordan, 28-year-old Mario Anthony Noble, and 27-year-old Sean Michael Geige, both of Midvale, as well as 30-year-old Drew Wilson Crandall of Brisbane, Australia. The drug ring discovered in Utah is being considered one of the largest trades of the drug fentanyl in the nation. Officials say the current heroin and opioid epidemic across the nation claims more than 144 lives every day due to overdoses. Utah sees between 24 and 30 lives lost each month. A body was discovered in Zion National Park Thursday following an investigation into an abandoned vehicle. The vehicle was spotted in the area of the Canyon Overlook Trail around 3 p.m. Wednesday, triggering a search by rangers. The body was discovered at the base of the Great Arch Wednesday evening and was taken out of the park by helicopter on Thursday morning. The identity and gender have not been released. A controversial proposal for oil and gas development near Zion National Park has been deferred to the Bureau of Land Management, at least for now. 3 parcels totaling over 4,700 acres in Washington County were nominated for oil and gas lease sale, and 2 of the parcels are within 1.5 miles of the border of Zion National Park. After that was announced, it became controversial. The public raised concern that indirect impacts to the park were not adequately assessed, and Washington County commissioners, along with National Park rangers, objected to the proposal. The parcels will now be further evaluated for possible reallocation, including additional resource protection stipulations, or possibly closing the parcels to leasing. The City of St. George takes action to ensure that proper flag handling protocol is being followed in the city cemetery. This comes after a citizen voiced concern over possible mishandling of flags in the St. George City Cemetery following Memorial Day. During a subsequent training session led by the American Legion Post 90, it was discovered that city employees were doing some things right, but still needed improvement in some other areas. Veterans who led the session provided a demonstration on flag folding, raising and retiring the flag, instruction on when to fly it, and when flags should be lowered to half-mast. They also went over some historical background and the traditions surrounding the handling of the flag. The Southern Utah ultra running community is mourning the loss of a longtime race volunteer and friend who was killed in a car accident last week while going to volunteer at the Grand Canyon Ultras race. Carlotta Harrison, her husband Gary Harrison, and 4 of their grandchildren were struck by an alleged drunk driver on the morning of May 26th on Highway 160, according to a news report from the Navajo Times. Carlotta Harrison, Gary Harrison, and 3 of those grandchildren were killed. The 4th grandchild is recovering in a hospital in Flagstaff, Arizona. The family has been involved as volunteers for several years. Mostly negative reaction is still pouring in over President Donald Trump's decision to withdraw the U.S. from the Paris Climate Agreement. Today, the EPA director wouldn't say whether the president believes climate change is real. Janae Norman reports from Washington.
Climate change, real or hoax?
Global warming and that, a lot of it's a hoax. It's a hoax. I mean, it's a money-making industry, okay?
President Trump with a firm stance on the campaign trail, and although the White House says the stance has evolved, EPA Director Scott Pruitt not saying today whether the president believes the science.
Yes or no? Does the president believe that climate change is real and a threat to the United States?
You know what's interesting about all the discussions we had through the last several weeks have been focused on one singular issue. Is Paris good or not for this country?
Pruitt defending Trump's decision to withdraw from the agreement signed by nearly 200 countries to fight climate change, saying it would hurt the American economy and criticizing the worldwide outrage.
The world applauded when we joined Paris. And you know why? I think they applauded because they knew it was going to put this country at an economic disadvantage.
I was elected to represent the citizens of Pittsburgh, not Paris.
The mayor of Pittsburgh speaking out, joining the dozens of American mayors and business leaders vowing to comply with the Paris Climate Accord.
Pittsburgh's the example of what is really at the heart of the Paris Agreement and how a city that was facing economic collapse was able to come back through innovation and change.
People have called me a climate skeptic or a climate denier. I don't know what it means to deny the climate. I would say that they're climate exaggerators.
Meteorologist Kim Walker has your southern Utah forecast right after this.
The weather tonight is brought to you by AWI Networks, smarter internet.
Well, welcome back, everyone. Well, if you're a Gila monster, you're going to really love our forecast for the upcoming days. But if you're like the rest of us, we're going to have to find ways to cool off. Here's what you can expect. We are expecting a scorching sun tomorrow with triple-digit heat. Unrelenting heat continues into the early part of next week, but there is a silver lining. We are going to see a little bit, or I should say the light at the end of the tunnel, because at the end of the week next week, we could see a slight cool down. We'll take a look at that forecast in just a little bit. But high temperatures today were a little bit warmer than they were yesterday. 94 the high in St. George, 87 degrees in Hurricane. In Cedar City, it was 84 degrees, 82 degrees in Enterprise, but down to the south in Mesquite, it was triple digits for today. Tonight, though, we are going to be cooling down into the 60s and 40s for up north in Cedar City. 69 for the low in St. George, 49 degrees, though, in Cedar City. As we make our way into tomorrow, high pressure continues to move a little bit closer to our area. We're actually going to be on the west side of this high, so south winds continue to bring moisture, a little bit of moisture, and also a lot of heat from the desert that will be coming in. So temperatures will actually be warming up this for Saturday and Sunday this weekend. So we are going to see temperatures really climb up there. Our day planner calls for temperatures starting off around 51 degrees tomorrow in Cedar City, and so it's a little bit warmer than this morning. 74 degrees by your noon hour. Our high will be around 89 degrees and then 87 degrees, mostly sunny conditions by the afternoon. But it's going to be a hot one in St. George. Will be around 70 degrees as we start off the day, 81 degrees at noon. Our temperature will climb up to about 100 degrees in the afternoon, so we're going to definitely need to seek some shade and maybe a lot of water as well. Temperatures around 97 degrees, mostly sunny at 5 o'clock. So here's a look at your forecast as we make our way into Saturday. 89 degrees for the high in Cedar City tomorrow, 90 degrees in Newcastle, Enterprise about 85 degrees, and down to the south it's going to be a lot warmer, about 100 degrees in St. George, 105 in Littlefield, and also Mesquite, and about 100 degrees in Hurricane. So it looks like definitely just try to stay cool out there, or just maybe stay inside with the air conditioner. So here's a look at your 7-day forecast for Cedar City. 90 degrees for your Sunday, mostly sunny, and we'll stay with a lot of sunshine through much of early next week as well. Temperatures around 90 degrees on Tuesday and also on Wednesday, but there is a slight chance for a shower or two, and after that we cool back down into the mid 80s for Thursday and Friday, maybe just a shot of rain or so on Thursday. Here's your 7-day forecast for St. George. Temperatures in the triple digits this weekend, 100 degrees on Monday as well. We'll stay with the triple digit heat through the middle part of the week, and here's that slight cool down, 99 degrees on Thursday, plenty of sunshine, and on Friday around 95 degrees. So we're going to see plenty of dry weather and sunshine in St. George. A lot of vitamin D to go around for sure. So we're just going to...
That's quite a triple digit run right there.
Yeah. I hope everyone's seek some shade, drink lots of water.
Yeah, or maybe you take your cue from our next subject. Yeah, a baby hippo is making its media debut in Cincinnati, doing a little swimming there. You won't want to miss this adorable video. Next. One singular sensation makes her debut in Cincinnati and seems to take pure pleasure in wowing her spectators. Fiona the hippo made her first media appearance at the Cincinnati Zoo. The 4-month-old hippo swam, ran, and just hopped around. Fiona was born 6 weeks premature back in January and was actually severely underweight at only 29 pounds. Well, she's now up to 270 plus. Zoo officials say she's gaining weight and strength, but not quite ready to make her public appearance yet. They're hoping that that'll happen sometime this summer. Thanks for watching.
Have a great evening.